Project 2025 is not just an American thing. The policies in that plan have gone global.
Pronoun of the day is slug.
Today, this libbed out TikTok influencer is spreading some pretty strange fake news. We gotta check in with Harry Sisson, the loyal Democratic partisan and TikTok commentator, because he just published a video that made me scratch my head because it took this kind of like liberal misinformation and fear mongering in a direction that even I wasn't prepared for, wasn't ready for. I mean, without further ado, look at the video for yourself.
What folks need to understand is that Project 2025 is not just an American thing. The policies in that plan have gone global and they're already having devastating effects.
So not only is Harry pushing the Project 2025 thing, even though we've been over this, Trump has not endorsed this plan. He supports some of it, but not all of it. He has his own plans. It was just a conservative wish list. They make this every time. They never get all the things on it. He's also now suggesting it's some sort of international conspiracy or something. It's not even just an American thing. Harry, babe, put down the crack pipe.
For example, just look at Javier Mele in Argentina. In less than a year, Mele has gutted healthcare, reproductive rights, education, and more. Poverty has soared and freedom has plummeted. What we're seeing are the real-world effects of extreme right-wing policies which are included in Project 2025.
Hold up. There's so much going on there, so much delulu, off the charts levels of delulu that I hardly know where to begin. But first off, Harry, babe, did you just suggest that in Argentina, Javier Mele, who is a long-time libertarian and free market economist, is passing his policies because of Project 2025? My dude, that's kind of a weird conspiracy. I promise you, he is not downloading PDFs from the Heritage Foundation, having them translated and getting his policies from there. This guy, Javier Mele, the new president of Argentina, who's doing this really kind of radical shock therapy for free market capitalist policies, the kind of stuff that I like, he has a long documented history of looking to thinkers like Frederick Bastiat, like Hayek, like Ludwig von Mises, these economists, that's where he gets his ideas about slashing the government, ending bureaucracies, liberalizing trade, all this stuff. He's not getting it from Project 2025. Did you just make that up? I mean, you're the first one to decry Republicans and their fake news, which, I mean, they spread sometimes, but y'all, libbed out influencers really aren't much better, especially when it comes to this Project 2025 thing. They've been some of the biggest purveyors of fake news that I've ever seen, and they're just undying in their dedication to it. It's really quite something. And also, what he's saying about Argentina is just anti-reality. It's just there's the truth, and then there's what Harry's saying, and there's no Venn diagram. It's two circles. Milei inherited economic disaster in Argentina. That's what's important to understand. It was a calamity. Sky-high inflation, massive poverty, all sorts of stuff. And he's put the economy through kind of a shock therapy of slashing government spending, of liberalizing trade, freer trade, removing tariffs, and of rolling back welfare programs and trying to stabilize the currency and fix the economy. And of course, that's never going to be easy. But Harry's making it sound like Argentina's plummeted from an amazing place into some sort of crisis, but Argentina's actually doing much better. And guys, you don't have to take my word for it. Let me read you from that known right-wing, far-right fake news website, Bloomberg. Argentina's economy expanded faster than expected in October. Economic activity in October rose 0.6 month over month versus an estimated 0.2%. It exited recession in the third quarter of 2024. Wages in Argentina also grew 4.6% in October from September, surpassing monthly inflation for the seventh straight month after price increases wiped out paychecks earlier in the year. Oh, and the poverty rate is now below it was where he took office. He's got wages growing faster than inflation, and he balanced the government's budget. My dude, if that's Project 2025, sign me up. Project 2025, babe, get me hot under the collar.
And this affects us here in the United States because we know that Donald Trump is aligned with Mele.
Of course, the weird thing about this comparison is that it doesn't have anything to do with Project 2025. That's just Harry's Delulu shining through. And what's actually funny about it is he's comparing this to Trump and American conservatives, but there's actually some noticeable differences between Milei and between Trump and kind of the modern conservative movement. One of which is like Milei is a big free trade person. He wants to liberalize trade, whereas Trump and modern Republicans are increasingly protectionist. They want to restrict trade and put up barriers. And so there's actually a huge difference there in their proposal. And then while Trump and Republicans talk about balancing the budget, they've really, when they've been in power, not done that. They've just spent a lot still on different things and still had massive deficits. So they're really not the same. But of course, Harry over here is just totally impervious to facts.
They're best buds. They've praised each other. They congratulated each other on their respective victories, and they've met a number of times, signaling that they're ideologically the same.
So here, Harry just reminds us that he has a very shallow understanding of politics. The fact that two world leaders congratulate each other, say nice things about each other, work together, whatever, does not mean they're ideologically the same. Like, different countries exist in totally different political contexts. There are many differences between Milei and Trump. They just get along. They're both populist. They're both considered right-wing. They're friendly with each other. That does not mean they're ideologically the same. This is not how geopolitics works.
I don't want what's happening in Argentina to happen here in the United States, and I don't think you want that either.
A balanced budget, lower poverty rates than when he took over, and wages outstripping inflation by a lot. Obviously, we don't want to be in the exact economic situation Argentina is because they started in such a bad place that even having made progress, like, it's not all roses over there. But this idea that they're like some scare story for the horrors of free market right-wing policies is totally delusional.
We can fight back, and we must. Let's learn from them and protect our future. The fight is global, and it starts here with us.
So yeah, I mean, I've kind of already been over why, but I'm just so unimpressed with this take. I'm so unimpressed with this guy as this like modern avatar for Gen Z Democrats. Like, y'all can't do better than this. Y'all don't have a deeper bench. Like, there's some others like Dean Withers who seems somewhat smarter and sharper than like Harry and Chris and these guys, but it's like, I know right-wing influencers are not exactly the most unimpeachable bunch either, but I'm just always so unimpressed by the caliber of commentary we get from the influencer class. Like, it's getting bleak out here. And people, whenever I talk about Harry and Chris and these, Democrat TikTok boys, they always say, oh, they're paid DNC plants. And they go back to this one payment from the DNC or something affiliated with it to their management company. But it was actually for a pretty small amount. And we don't actually know that went directly to Harry or Chris for any kind of content. So as far as I know, there's no actual proof they're paid by the DNC. They could be, I don't know, but there's no hard proof of it. And I don't cast aspersions without hard proof about people. And I actually think that's worse. I would actually understand and respect it more. The shamelessness, the just depths of depravity, of debasement that they go through with these low IQ takes online if they were just paid shills. Like, that would actually be more understandable to me. But they're doing this for free. Guys, they're doing this for free. You see how that's worse, right? You do see how that's worse. What do you guys think? I know my audience, you're all big fans of Harry Sisson over here. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below.